Join me as I cook today's meal. I'm going to make flank steak with some mofongo, and it's everywhere in the island. Everywhere you go in Puerto Rico, you're going to find mofongo. And people make it in different ways. So the way you make it in your kitchen may not be the way I make it in my kitchen. And there's so many different ways to make this. But at the end of the day, it's still a plantain. So let's get started. So right now I'm just like cutting off some of the fat. And trust me, that's what makes the flank steak taste good. So I'm not taking it all off, just a little bit. And some of it, I'm leaving it on. So these are the basic ingredients that I will be using today, which is my homemade sofrito, tomato sauce, olive oil, roasted peppers, oregano, cubito, garlic powder, onion powder, olives, sazon. And over here for the plantains, I'm going to use tocino, which is back fat, plantains, oil, and a few seasonings. So we will begin by putting olive oil in the bottom of our pan. And of course it'll help if you turn it on. Let that get hot for a minute. You begin by putting your steak in here. And this is flank steak, guys. Put some sofrito in there. And let that marinate for a few minutes. About a spoon and a half. A tablespoon and a half. Now I'm gonna add a packet of sazon. A little bit of onion powder. A little bit of garlic powder. A little bit of oregano. A little bit of chicken bouillon. I didn't show this in the presentation, but this is cooking wine. I'm going to add a little bit. I'm going to put just a little bit of olive oil on the top. I'm also going to put a little bit of vinegar. Now I'm going to cover it and allow it to marinate for about an hour on medium heat. Now I'm going to begin to cut the plátanos. Over here I have a bowl of water. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. So as I cut them, I'm going to put them in this salt water so that they could be nice and tender and crispy when you fry them. So I'm going to cut the ends off of the plátano. See where this is at? Squirt it right through there. All of them. So that you can peel it. Pop it at the corner. Just like this. Pop it until you get the skin off, obviously. Just like this. And I'm just gonna cut them like this. Take them and throw them into that salt water until you finish rolling them. Just giving you a warning, be prepared to have black hands if you don't put some kind of oil in your hands or you use gloves. And I hate gloves, I use them only when necessary. But they're done. I'm gonna let them soak for another 5 minutes and then I'm gonna put them to boil. So right now I'm going to wash the back fat and I'm going to cut it in little pieces. Okay, I'm gonna cut them like this. And then in pieces like this. this is how I cut them. Now in a frying pan, I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil. And I'm going to throw them in to fry. So they get nice and crispy. Continue frying them. Don't let them burn. Keep moving them around so they get a crispy texture. So at this point, they're done. I'm going to remove them from the stove. Do not throw that oil away. So leave it just like this and set it to a side. At this point, coming back to my steak, put about 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce in here. I'm going to use roasted garlic. I'm gonna put half of it in. I'm going to throw some olives in here. As little or as much as you want, because again, it's your kitchen. Move everything around and recover it and allow it to continue cooking until that steak is soft. Okay, they boiled for about 15 minutes. They're soft. Now I'm going to drain them and then fry them. Yeah, that may sound weird, but that's the way I like it. Now I'm gonna put some oil into the pan and I'm going to fry my plantains. So I'm gonna explain to you guys why I make it this way. I make it this way because I'm making a bigger batch. I'm not gonna make one by one. So if you wanna make it like one by one, like one mofongo that looks like this, right? You could just fry it and throw it into the masher. But I'm making a big batch, so just watch. Now I'm gonna take a few heads of garlic and I'm going to mash it in here with a little olive oil. Here we go. A little bit of olive oil. And start mashing. So I had to change my mash, but in any case, the garlic is already mashed. I'm going to take the back fat that I fried and I'm going to mash it in here. Just like that. Set to a side. Take a little bit of that oil that I told you to leave on the side and just put it on top. Take your pork fat, mix it with your garlic, just like this, and add a little bit of adobo and set to a side. So guys, in your pan, you're going to throw your mixture of your tocino and your garlic into there. And now I'm gonna pull this out. Now you're gonna start mashing everything together and you're gonna add a little bit more of olive oil. Now you're gonna have something that looks like this. Now go get your serving. Okay guys, today's meal is all done. Flying steak, lettuce, tomatoes, and everything else that's in it. And the mofongo. Peace and love.